The Secret Garden Under the Bed. Once upon a time, in a cozy little house at the end of Maple Street, there lived a curious boy named Leo. Leo loved adventures, even the tiny ones like finding secret tunnels made of couch cushions or discovering treasure maps drawn in crayon. But one rainy night, as the wind whispered outside and the trees danced in the storm, Leo found something even more magical. As he was cleaning under his bed, which he almost never did, Leo's hand touched something cold and smooth. He pulled it out. It was a tiny golden key. It shimmered, even in the dark. "Where could this belong?" Leo whispered, his heart thumping with excitement. Curious, he got down on the floor and peeked under his bed. That's when he saw it, a tiny, arched door, no bigger than a showbox, with a golden keyhole. Leo's eyes grew wide. He slid the key into the lock, and with a soft click, the door swung open. A warm, golden light spilled out. Without a second thought, Leo squeezed himself through and tumbled headfirst into the most beautiful garden he had ever seen. The garden was unlike anything in the real world. The trees had candy-striped trunks and leaves that shimmered like silver. Gigantic sunflowers nodded hello to him, and bushes with jellybean berries giggled when he brushed past. "Welcome, Leo," chirped a tiny voice. Leo looked around and saw a talking squirrel wearing a blue vest and tiny glasses perched on his nose. "I'm Professor Nutters," said the squirrel, bowing. "We've been waiting for you." "Waiting for me?" Leo asked, astonished. Of course, only the bravest and most curious kids can find the secret garden. And today, you have a very important quest. Leo's heart raced. A quest? Like a real hero? Professor Nutters explained, every 100 years, the golden blossom blooms in the center of the garden. But this time, the garden's keeper has gone missing, and without the keeper, the golden blossom won't bloom. If it doesn't bloom, the magic of the garden will slowly fade away. Leo knew he had to help. "Where do I start?" he asked. The professor handed him a glowing map. "You must solve 3 riddles and find 3 enchanted objects hidden in the garden. Only then will you find the keeper." The first riddle appeared magically in the air. "I am not alive, but I can grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water makes me swell. What am I?" Leo thought hard. Not alive, but grows, needs air, and water. "Oh, a fire." "Correct," cried Professor Nutters. "Now find the flame blossom." Leo raced along a twisting path lined with sparkling stones until he found a bush with flaming red flowers. He carefully plucked one, and it warmed his hands like a tiny sun. Next, the second riddle. "I have keys but open no locks. I have space but no room. You can enter but not go outside. What am I?" Leo giggled. This one was easier. "A keyboard." "Brilliant," said the squirrel. "Find the melody stone." Following a trail of musical notes floating in the air, Leo reached a sparkling blue stone that hummed when he touched it. Finally, the third riddle. "The more you take, the more you leave behind." "What am I?" Leo sat on a giant toadstool and thought. Take more, leave more." "Footsteps. You're a natural adventurer," cheered Professor Nutters. This time, Leo had to follow a trail of glowing footprints. They led him to a soft, cloud-like plant that smelled like rain. With all 3 enchanted items, Leo returned to the center of the garden. Suddenly, the ground shook. A giant flower bud rose from the earth, and from its petals emerged a tiny creature, half butterfly, half fairy, with sparkling wings and a crown of vines. "I am the keeper of the garden," said the creature in a musical voice. "Thank you, Leo, for saving our magic." The golden blossom burst open in a dazzling explosion of color. Gold dust floated into the sky, making the candy trees sparkle even brighter. As a reward, the keeper gave Leo a small pouch of magic seeds. "Plant them when you need a little wonder in your world," she said. Leo beamed with pride. When he crawled back through the tiny door, he found himself safe and sound in his room. The golden key was gone, but the pouch of seeds sat gently on his nightstand. That night, as Leo drifted off to sleep, he knew that magic was never far away. All it took was a little curiosity and a lot of heart. The next morning, as golden sunlight streamed through his window, Leo woke up with a start. For a moment, he wondered if it had all been a dream. But then he saw it, the small pouch of magic seeds still sitting on his nightstand, glittering softly. Leo leapt out of bed, grabbed the pouch, and raced downstairs into the backyard. The grass was still wet with morning dew, and the air smelled fresh and full of promise. He knelt down by his favorite tree, a big old oak, and dug a little hole with his hands. Carefully, he dropped one of the sparkling seeds into the earth. As soon as he covered it with dirt, the ground began to shimmer. Leo gasped as a tiny sprout shot up, growing taller and taller until it became a bright purple tree with golden fruit hanging from its branches. A door appeared in the trunk, just big enough for him to step through. Leo hesitated for a moment, then laughed. Another adventure, he said to himself. He opened the door and found himself standing at the edge of a floating river made of rainbow-colored water. Gigantic lily pads floated by, each carrying a different animal reading tiny books, a frog in a bow tie, a turtle with glasses, even a fox wearing a wizard hat. "Welcome to the library river," said a cheerful voice. Leo turned to see a small dragon, no bigger than a cat, flapping its glittery wings. "I'm Pip, the river guide. Here, every book you read creates a new island to explore." Leo's eyes sparkled with excitement. "What should I do first?" Pip handed him a shimmering book titled Islands of Wonder. As Leo opened the book, the river sparkled even brighter, and an island rose up from the mist, a lush jungle filled with talking animals, treasure caves, and candy waterfall. Every step Leo took led to a new story, a new adventure, and a new secret waiting to be discovered. Time seemed to fly. Leo met a pirate ship run by friendly hamsters, discovered a forest where trees whispered secrets if you listened closely, and even helped a shy cloud find its lost rainbows. But after a while, Pip tapped his shoulder. "It's almost time for you to go back," the little dragon said gently. "But don't worry, you can always return whenever you plant another seed." Leo smiled. His heart was full of wonder, stories, and friendships he would never forget. As he stepped back through the purple tree's door, he found himself once again in his backyard, the sun now high in the sky. He looked at the pouch, there were still a few seeds left. Leo grinned. "This is just the beginning," he whispered. He tucked the seeds safely into his pocket, ready for the next rainy night, the next curious peek under the bed, and the next magical adventure waiting just beyond the ordinary.